If you are any way like me when it comes to romance recommendation, a romance geek, then my friend, you tapped the right video today. Because today I'm going to recommend you some greatest romance of all times, and all of them are 5-star rating. Hey guys, this is Anvesha. Welcome back to my channel. I make videos about books, productivity and lifestyle. If any of these interest you, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon. Now, the book I'm going to recommend today are really hard to rank because all of them got the 5-star rating in my Goodreads. So you can see how much banging they are gonna be. So let's talk less and dive into the video. Number 5, we have Pride and Prejudice. Now the only reason of it being in number 5 is because it's hard to read. Classic, so classics have hard vocabulary and it's not beginner friendly, so I would never recommend it to the beginners. But if you are intermediate readers who are quite accustomed with reading comfortably, then you must go for it. The storyline goes like this. Mr. Bennet and Mrs. Bennet has 5 daughters, and one fine day they got the news that Mr. Bingley, a handsome young man with quite a fortune, come to their neighborhood. Now Mrs. Bennet, as usually, wanted him to get engaged with one of her daughters, and eventually Mr. Bingley fall in love with Jane, Mr. and Mrs. Bennet's eldest daughter. But with Mr. Bingley comes a non-agreeable and really arrogant man, Mr. Darcy, who falls in love with Elizabeth, Mr. Bennet's second daughter. But they are not a quite straightforward love story. They hated each other, then they got to know each other, then they had misunderstanding, and then they fall in love. They had so much dynamics in their love story and their characters. In 1813, in the early 18th century, this kind of writing make me really comment like Jane Austen's writing style. I love it. It's the modern romance story in a periodic format. If you like watching Bridgerton in the Netflix, you would love it for sure. So I would definitely tell you to give it a through if you are a intermediate reader. Number 4, we have P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Ahern. This story starts with a wonderful young couple, Holly and Gary, who were happily married and madly in love with each other. But one day Gary dies due to brain tumor. Now this is not a spoiler because this is where the book started. The book started at the point where Holly is grieving to the end of the world. But then one day he got a letter from his husband's side, and the letter was the list. The list is a kind of a thing what her husband wrote her to do for each and every month after he dies, and she has to open a note every month and find a task set by her husband priorly and have to do it. And at the end of all this list, Holly permanently could move on and live a dream life she always wanted. Gary made it possible to get her there. This book is so heartwarming, and this book teaches us that how a true love should look like. It always make you grow even if it's absence of the person. So I think this is a wonderful romance story, not really stereotypical romance, but you should definitely try it. In number 3, we have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Finally, some TikTok sensations here. Yeah, this is the most recommended book in TikTok, BookTube and Bookstagram for the past couple of months. And this book is really worth all the hype, because this book actually follows throughout the grad student Olive Smith, who one day accidentally kissed her professor Adam Coulson for proving a point to her best friend, and then they started fake dating, and eventually they fall in love with each other, and they just became together. But this is those, you know, sometimes it's a bit steamy, a bit cheesy, but this is the sweet romance reads that you want to always pick up if you want to lighter your mood. This is those light-hearted, sweetest romance fairy tales, if you can say. So yes, this is worth all the hype and all the talks, so please go for it, and you will feel so much happy after it. And also, I am officially in love with Adam Carlson, so you can see that explains a lot. So yes, definitely go for it. Number 2, It Ends With Us by Colin Hoover. Another TikTok and booktube sensation, and another hyped up book. Colin Hoover has her career blew up after this book. So this book don't need much of a introduction, but still, the protagonist of this book is Lily, who falls in love, or who falls for a hot neurosurgeon, Ryan, who is not into any kind of serious relationship, but he feels really strongly about Lily. And then in another part, Lily was sometimes reminiscing about her high school boyfriend Atlas, who really didn't break up with her. It ended tragically due to some childhood and some family trauma and issues. But this book not only about love, this book also touches the aspect of domestic violence to so many levels. This book talks about so many triggering issues about childhood traumas, domestic violence, and women rights. So this is in overall a really good, realistic, logical love story, and the ending melts all of us heart. So yes, this is a worth every penny to try, but there is only one complaint of mine about this book, that this protagonist Lily, from the day one when she met Ryan, he was a walking talking red flag. He was a walking talking example of a toxic relationship person. So why did she even fall for him when she saw those red flags? Maybe love is just that kind of stupid. So yeah, that is my only irritation and annoying thing about Lily. Other than that, this book is so good that, of course, I am a die-hard fan of Colin Hoover, and its sequel, It Starts With Us, is coming in October, and I really can't wait for October anymore. So yeah, you should definitely try it. So here is the top book of my recommendation, Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I can't really stop talking about it. Louisa Clark, the protagonist and the main character of this book, is a really commoner with a common job, common settled boyfriend, and everything common. She knows everything. She knows how many steps she has between her workplace to her home, and every little things. But suddenly her life turns around when she lost the job she was doing for years, and she has to find a new job. So finally, when she find a new job, that is a job as a attendant of a son of a billionaire, Will Trainer, who was paralyzed due to some motorcycle accident years ago. So while working there, she discovers a lot of amazing things about herself, which she never thought she would discover, or never anyone told her that she was that much amazing. And this was all because of Will. So she finally falls for him, and he also falls for her, but that didn't work out quite well, and I won't say that how it didn't work out, because the ending was really heart-wrenching, heartbreaking, and it made me almost cry. So, and I know there are so many people who literally cried after reading this. So this is so emotionally roller coaster kind of a romance, and how much I can talk about it, no matter how much I like can't stop talking about it. So yes, you should definitely pick this up and read once at least in your life. This also has a movie, but the movie has the main parts extracted from it, so it's not worth watching it. And don't even think about judging this book by its movie, because it's not at all good, or not at all like at the same level of the book. So yeah, you should definitely go for the book. And this is it. This is all about today's romance recommendation, and I really believe that all of these will be worth your time and you will remember all of this very well. So let me know in the comment below that which are of the books you have already read, and what's your views about these books if you have read it. And also, if you like this video, just give a like to this video, and also share this video with the friends of yours who really like to read romances. So yeah, until next month, until the next amazing video again, stay happy, stay positive, and stay in the books. Bye bye.